My second favorite product of 2022 and something you should consider for 2023. Let's talk about it. What's going on YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina with my fescue GCI turf. Jonathan Green along the wood line here. We got triple thread up front, fescue lawn. Thank you so much. No Kentucky bluegrass, too much water. Don't have that kind of money to do that. So thank you for coming back for another video here in the off months. As I believe David said in one of the comments last video, we're in the huddle. We're talking about the things we want to accomplish, the things that are coming up here in spring. It's a great analogy in the football. Before we say break and go and do, when spring hits here, we'll all be off and running. It's kind of a time to come together, talk, reflect on what we did great last year, reflect on what we found out. Hey, I learned this last year and I'm gonna do this again this year. Or I really sucked at this, like we did a video on biostimulants and soil testing, how I failed at doing soil testing. It's a good time to talk about the pros and cons of the season last year and just get ready and take a breath for when we're going to dive into 2023 in spring coming up here soon. We'll all be out cutting our grass and wearing ourselves out. So thank you for tuning in for another one today. The product we're going to talk about here in just a second could be my first or could be my favorite of 2022 as well. But I think 505 would eke it out because I just love the color response, loved how I could see 505 work in my lawn. And somebody else commented twice, I think Neil said, hey, that plus the Zoxystrobin and Propiconazole did wonders for my lawn in the summer, and I know it helped. So thank you for testifying to that, Neil. But this is a close second, so we'll talk about in a second. If you guys saw the short that I did on Tuesday, on this past Thursday, I set it off where I came and said, hey, beware of Poa-Triv in the lawn. I think that's definitely Poa-Triv. We debated it in the early or late fall last year. And I just got done ripping that crap out of the ground as I went to get the product we're going to talk to. So even now in January, I'm noticing, the grass is not growing anywhere like it was in the fall. It's at a standstill. It's green. But I notice when there's a little bit higher grass, if you go and look at it, if it's a brighter green than your fescue like mine, I'm noticing, yep, that's that weedy type of Poa-Triv in my lawn. Now, is it going to kill you? No. Does it spread? Yes. And can it be annoying? Is there any herbicide we use? Not really. I've just been grabbing it the best I can by the root, yanking that crap out the best that I can. And again, this is all pre-emergent area back here. So I'm taking some triple threat seed, sprinkling it down heavily, taking my little whatever spur thing, I can't remember, and mixing it into the dirt. And we're supposed to have rain Sunday. So 2 months, instead of planting this in the spring when it begins to warm up, if I put some seed down now and it rains and it gets a little bit of root development slowly, that's better than waiting until spring. It has a better chance of making it in these little holes that I got in my lawn. I think when spring comes, this seed that's already there is going to shoot up. It'll blend in. It won't be long. These little patches in my lawn. We'll do a lawn walkthrough before long and just show you all the holes in my lawn where I've been pulling up Poa-Triv. So anyways, getting back to the topic real fast, real quick video. Thank you for tuning in this Monday. My second favorite product of 2022. I had no clue about it. I really hadn't investigated this, and it came from several of you watching these videos in the comment section. You said, Mr. Ferguson, try this. Mr. Ferguson, try this. It'll blow you away. You don't need to use this. I had shown another product, tried it. That product really didn't work, and you suggested a product. I used it, and I've been using it ever since for months now, and that product is Bifin. This bad boy right here. So first off, let's talk about what is Bifin. Now, first off, this is Tall Star, which is, it has the active ingredient of Bifin in it. I just noticed at Ace Hardware, at Town and Country, I saw Bifin on the shelf in different sizes. You can buy straight up Bifin, which is similar. This is Bifin Thrin. And it's 7.9% in this Tall Star product that you see right here. I'll leave a link to this below if you want to try a bottle out. I think it's like 35 bucks, maybe 40. And this little quart, I believe. Yeah, 1 quart right here. Pick up a bottle, try it out. Now, why is this one of my favorites? Well, the first time I ever used it was really in Wilmington in my brother's house. We did a video on this last year. Bought this at the recommendation of YouTube. They said, Mr. Ferguson, if you want anything to stop bugs, this thing covers almost every bug out there, spiders, ticks, ants, all of that. Try Bifin. We've always, here in North Carolina, you guys know we have fire ants. We would always have fire ants over here on the mounds behind me. It would always be right here. At one point, you know, I stuck a stick down in it, poured some gasoline, lit the suckers on fire, but they just move elsewhere. And so we've always had, before I got into lawn care, we've had fire ants in our lawn. This crap takes them away. I apply this, it lasts for 3 months. I've never had fire ants. We had an instance in the fall where fire ants had built up right beside my mailbox, loaded up a small amount of Tall Star, sprayed it. I think the next day, maybe a day after that, I kicked the mound. Nothing came out of the mound. They're gone. They've been gone. This stuff works. The first time I really tried it and found out it was true, I'm sorry, I do have gum in my mouth. There we go. It might be better if you're like, what the crap is in his mouth? I forget. The first time I really found out this stuff is true is down in Wilmington at my brother's house. He was telling me that his little dog, his pug, Baloo, every time he goes out, he's yelping and getting bit up by ants. And so when I went down there to check out his house the first time they bought it, I took Tall Star with me, sprayed his entire lawn, and they said it cured it. No more ants. The ants went away. The dog was fine. It is pet friendly. It is kid friendly. It is non-toxic. You can even spray it in your home, though you have to be very careful and you don't want to get it all over your food and all that in the kitchen, but you can spray it inside. So it worked for those purposes of spraying my brother's lawn on a very sandy soil with ants. It cured it so the dog could go out and do what the dog wants to do and didn't bother it. We're not dog people, but it worked for my brother. And then my last testimony, I'll tell you, it worked in my lawn, it worked in my brother's lawn. We had, as I mentioned not too long ago, we had a great big outside fall time bonfire where I shared my testimony about what God has done in my life, and so did my brother Josh. He's a little bit younger than me, and my brother Dale Leonard. We all shared our testimony, and Katie Clark and some of these others that go to our church. A lot of the youth and young people, well, we're not really youth, we're young people, but we shared our testimony in our church, and we had a youth event outside, and the ants can be very bad out there where our church is. My buddy Blake, he watches the channel, he's a channel member. Thank you, Blake. He bought I think a gallon or so of these, or two. He's got a four-wheeler, has a big old 150-gallon sprayer, 50-gallon sprayer, something like that. We dumped it in, mixed it up, sprayed it all over the lawn. I had the Flow Zone, or excuse me, might have had the Strom back then, sprayed the church, and we didn't have a single bug. We didn't have a single ant. We didn't have any bug or ant issues, and it was warm, 80 degrees, 70 degree night, whatever. It was still warm. No bug issues whatsoever. The ants that were there, we kicked it, they were gone the next day. We did it about 4 days prior. It works. So if you're looking at parties, if you're looking at having a wedding this summer at your house, if you're looking at having kids come over for a play date, if you just have an ant issue, if you have spiders all over your house, you can spray this on your home. We did it at the church as well. I've even sprayed it in the cracks around our windowsill in a little spray bottle in my home. We did that also at our church, and when we sprayed the outside of the church for the first time ever, my wife that works there for the preschool said, we always have centipedes stuck to these little pads that we put down. Ever since you guys sprayed the Bifin, we don't have any centipedes on the pads anymore. It's just completely prevented them from coming in the church. I mean, there's story after story. You guys were correct. All credit to you guys that told me about it, and now I'm telling you, if you need Tall Star, pick up a bottle of Tall Star. Do your family a favor. Save on that Terminex bill. Save on that Ortho bill. Try it out. Spray the perimeter of your home. But you want to make sure you read the label. Obviously, we're DIYers. If you're not a professional, work for Ortho, work for Terminex like me, read the label. Make sure that what you're doing is safe. It's not going to, kill your family or something. We don't want any harm to come to anybody. So be safe. Read the label. But I put it around our windowsills. We got less bugs in the house. Besides a housefly getting in every now and then in the summer, that's about it. This stuff is awesome. This stuff works. If you have pets, I highly recommend it. Tell your buddies, tell your friends, tell your wives and your aunts and aunts, tell them about this stuff, because this stuff is works. They don't have to get all this Walmart crap, which is what I was getting. I was getting that cutter outside back door stuff and spraying it in my lawn, and it smells. There's a smell to it. This has no smell whatsoever. There was a smell to that cutters from Walmart, and it smells like, okay, well, it stinks a little bit, but at least I know I'm doing something effective. And it didn't really seem to work. We still had mosquitoes, and I was like, oh, and I bought 2 of them, so I used them, but it didn't work as well as this thing right here. And so Tall Star, highly recommend. But the fact that it keeps the bugs away. We're using it in our church now. We're using it at my home. I think Mr. Kevin's even trying to use some. Mr. Blake I know is using it. So if you haven't tried it, pick up a small bottle, try it out, tell your friends for the insecticide. Go ahead and pick it up, have it in your arsenal. And again, it's a 1 quart. It's somewhere around, I think, 35, 38, 40 bucks, something like that. It's not going to break the bank on you. So just wanted to bring that to you. New homeowners, new people that maybe you have animals, like we just said, you're having parties, you're having graduations, all that. Get prepared now. Say, hey, I heard this tip on YouTube. We're going to spray this down, make sure that's not a problem we have to deal with. So hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave your comments below, leave your testimonials below to what you think about Tall Star, what you think about 505 as well. I mean, it's open comments down there. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Don't just take my word for it. Listen to the other people in the comments that will tell you. I know they will, because they told me about it, how this stuff works. You may save money on Terminex and Ortho, like I said, on having them come out and spray. Now, I don't know about termites, so you have to read the label. I think it can say it can harm it. Maybe it may not go there. There's other ingredients or other products that you may want to try for termites. If you had it in the past and you need to continue to treat and you're paying a lot of money for that, you'll have to make that decision on your own, but do some research. I'll leave a link to domyown.com below if you're interested in Tall Star, or maybe even Amazon if they have it on there. Thank you guys for checking out this Monday video. It's a privilege and honor to be able to promote this product because I believe in it. I stand by it because it's worked for me, especially with the ants. Hope it will work well for you. God bless you. Check out the Midweek Quickie on Wednesday on the vlog channel, and we'll be back here Friday, hopefully with another lawn care video from Central North Carolina. God bless you guys.